You know, life is difficult, and to think that it's going to be something other than that, I think, is setting ourselves up for a tremendous amount of emotional and emotional discomfort. Because in order for things to become easier for us, then there's some things that have to happen within us. There's some changes that need to be perhaps adopted. And one is that we need to get stronger, both in our physical bodies and in our mental and emotional makeup, so that we approach life with perhaps a little different perspective. One that says that the situation is what it is, and to try to alter the situation so that we create an environment that's perceived to be easier is probably not something that we have much control over. For example, it's raining outside. There's nothing you can do to stop the rain. The only thing we can do is prepare ourselves properly. Get an umbrella, coat, boots, rain gear, whatever you need to help you deal with the elements and continue on with your life. So if we say that if rain is the difficulty in our life, then we certainly can't stop the rain. So the only thing we can do is change our perspective on how we're going to approach this particular problem, right? And prepare ourselves properly. That's what makes it easier for us to deal with the inclement weather called rain. I think there's so many other areas in our life where perhaps we might be approaching it from that perspective, wanting things to be different than they actually are, where in reality they're probably not going to change much. So the only thing that we can do is adopt a different mindset, different attitude, understanding, and perspective in terms of how we're going to deal with the situation at hand. Because to attempt to eliminate the challenge may not be something that's within our control. In which case for example, if I said, I'm going to teach you how to lift 100 pounds, well, it might be a very difficult task initially. And the goal is to lift 100 pounds. And so if I begin to, reduce the amount of weight and suddenly change the goal to 50 pounds, then we really haven't accomplished what we set out to accomplish. So the goal then is to teach you how to develop your strength so that we can accomplish the goal, which is to lift 100 pounds. 100 pounds is 100 pounds. Now, 100 years from now, 100 years in the past, 100 years in the future, is still 100 pounds. The only thing that's going to change is our perspective in terms of how we approach this particular challenge. So we have to get stronger, mentally and physically. And once we develop those skills and those abilities, lifting 100 pounds is not an issue. It's no longer difficult for us. It's still a challenge. It still requires some effort, but we have a different mindset and understanding and different abilities as we approach that particular challenge. And I find that to be the case with so many things. As M. Scott Peck mentions in his book called The Road Less Traveled, first line, life is difficult. And when you understand that life is difficult, then it ceases to be difficult because you are accepting it for what it is. You're not accepting this situation from a perspective of wanting it to be something different than it is. And we prepare ourselves completely different when we know that there are challenges ahead. We think differently, we respond differently, we prepare ourselves differently than if we approach it from the standpoint, this is going to be a piece of cake. So accept the fact that it is what it is. Find out and understand what changes do I need to make in my mental and emotional makeup. What skills do I need to develop to help me deal with the challenge at hand, and work to develop those skills if I don't have them. If I do have them, then I need to continue working to fine-tune and make those skills better. So